Okay, how we doing there? What's up, guys? It's Carney. Fellas, it's great to see ya. Ladies, oh my goodness. I can't even tell you how good it is to see you. Today, we're gonna talk about how to make any synth sound better. Specifically, I'm gonna use the Korg Minilogue. It's a very entry-level synth. It's a fantastic synth. I love it. I use it all the time. You can get so much done with this thing. Really, I cannot stress enough. You should buy this synth, especially if you're a beginner. But whether it's with this synth or with any other synth, there's a couple things we can do. I mean, there's a lot of things we can do. But for the purposes of this video and the rule of thirds, that's a photography thing. The rule of three, I'm gonna give you three, that's right, 3 tips on how to make all your synth sounds better. Specifically using the Korg Minilogue. Okay, I have a very simple backbeat, just a kick and snare in Ableton. I don't know why I was stumbling over my words there. It's a very simple sentence to say. Not for me, apparently. But I just came up with like a tiny little riff I'm gonna play on the Minilogue over this backbeat, and we're gonna do all 3 of these tips to this one little line, and you're gonna see how much it adds to the sound. So here's the line on its own. Okay, so here we go. So I already messed with the decay and sustain because I wanted it to be very like and kind of like die at the end. And you may be thinking, Carney, that's a fucking terrible idea. That sounds really bad. And you're right, it does. It does sound really bad. But this first tip number 1, is gonna make it not sound bad. This is a very simple thing you can do to all your synth sounds. I do it all the time, and it just really lets things breathe. Just play with the release. It is last in attack, decay, sustain, and release, but it is not least. I would argue that release can sometimes be maybe the most important part of the sound. Check this out. So here's the C note. Now let me put some release on there. See, it's already kind of breathing a little bit more. Let's play it with the backbeat. Sounds like Kid A to me. So seriously, you hear that's so much better. When you first load up just like a normal preset, it's gonna sound like this. That's just a normal saw wave. And look at how much we just added by just like turning down the filter a little bit and putting that release on. So there we go, super simple, just play with your release knob. Okay, tip number 2. We're gonna play with the LFO. Now you hear this word? Acronym. You hear this acronym very frequently when you start getting into synths. The LFO is the low frequency oscillator. I am not gonna explain like the whole thing. Basically, all you need to know is it's gonna make instead of going like with the sound, it's gonna go whoa, 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 whoa at some rate that you have determined. So on the slow side, we can make it kind of just sound like a vibrato. Okay, so here's a slow one. Eat your heart out, Mac DeMarco. Here's a faster rate. I don't know what those notes I played were at the end, but that's actually sounded pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna dial in something specific for what would work with this, but yeah, you can do it fast, you can do it slow. Obviously the depth of like how much it's going up and down. This is in pitch, you can also do this with the filter. Let me show you that really quick. So on here it's called cutoff, like the filter cutoff. It may be just called filter on the synth you're using, I don't know, whatever. But you understand what it is. Instead of the pitch going up and down, it's just how much of the high frequencies they're letting in and out. So you hear how it's more smooth? It's like a wah, wah, wah. It's like a wah pedal. That's basically what a wah pedal's doing anyway. So here's that. And here's the exact same settings, but it's for pitch now. See what I'm talking about? All right, let's hear them together. On the Minilogue, I have that wave as like the triangle wave, so it's just kind of like the smoothest up and down it can go. You can also do a saw wave, which means it's gonna go like, instead of whoa, it'll go like bow, 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 bow. Or you could do a square. That one sounds ridiculous. You're only gonna use that in very specific contexts, but I've used it a couple times. Okay, guys, here we are. Tip number 3. We're already at the end. I hope you had as good a time as I did. Tip number 3. Use a fucking delay pedal. if you buy nothing else as far as hardware gear goes in your entire music production career, buy a delay pedal. I can't even tell you how much run you will get out of that thing. And it doesn't need to be a fancy one. Right now, I have the Chase Bliss Habit. It's a very expensive pedal. I still don't really know what it does. Hopefully someday I'll have a better handle on it. But even if I just use this as a super simple delay pedal, which I still do a lot of times when I just need a simple delay, it adds just so much space, even if you just barely have it on there, and it's like, you just, trust me, you're gonna wanna use a delay pedal. Okay, so here it is with the delay pedal. Just ever so subtle in there, right? But it's all, like, you think of like a Rick Rubin song. He always says he tries to reduce things rather than produce things. If I just have that one synth sound we had at the beginning, just like nothing on it, like whatever, I could still do that part, but I would need to put a bunch of stuff around it. Now, this part is so full on its own, you could have full sections of a song just be like this kick and snare and maybe like a bass and that. I use these three specific things all the time. And yes, subjectively, I just think it sounds good, but also I think pretty objectively, it really does add a lot to every sound. Do you need to do all three of these things all the time? No. Do you need to do any of them all the time? Absolutely not. But these are, like, I've been sitting here for like 15 minutes. And I feel pretty confident, like, if I was in a session with somebody and I made that sound, it may not light their fire, but nobody would be like, what the hell is that? They'd be like, yeah, that sounds like a real professional synth sound. Hey, you. Yeah, you, look at me. No, don't get all bashful now, look at me. You're doing great. You are doing so good right now. It's only April. This year is still young. You are gonna kick so much more ass than you think you're going to this year. Okay, y'all, I hope you have a great day. I've been Carney. Maybe I'll make more Minilogue videos. Yeah, comment below if you want to see more specifically like Minilogue type content. I love that synth. I use it all the time. Or I don't know. If you have any suggestions, I'm always just looking for stuff to do on this channel. I have too many ideas, so I'm always like, I don't know which one to do. So if you have any suggestions of dumb things you'd like to see me do, making sound, please feel free to let me know. So have a good one, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Fellas, it was great to see you, and say something nice to the ladies on the way out.